A massive earthquake, measuring 7.8 on the Richter scale, struck Southeast Asia on March 29, 2025, leaving a trail of devastation across Myanmar and Thailand. The quake, centered in the mountainous region near the Thai-Myanmar border, struck at 2:14 p.m. local time, sending shockwaves that rippled for hundreds of miles. Buildings crumbled, roads buckled, and communication lines went dead as the earth violently shook for what felt like an eternity. The immediate aftermath was chaos, with dust and debris filling the air, the injured crying out for help, and a growing sense of fear gripping the hearts of millions. The quake's impact was felt most acutely in Myanmar, where decades of limited infrastructure investment and political instability compounded the disaster's severity. The cities of Mandalay and Naypyidaw, Myanmar's cultural and political centers respectively, were hit particularly hard. In Thailand, while the capital city of Bangkok escaped the worst of the earthquake's fury, the tremors triggered panic and caused significant damage to buildings, leaving residents shaken and anxious. Mandalay, Myanmar's second-largest city and a place steeped in history and spirituality, was reduced to rubble in a matter of seconds. The iconic golden spires of ancient pagodas, once symbols of the city's enduring spirit, lay shattered amongst the debris. Historic wooden buildings, unable to withstand the earthquake's force, collapsed, trapping residents under piles of timber and brick. Hospitals, already stretched thin by years of underfunding, were overwhelmed with the injured, their corridors overflowing with patients suffering from broken bones, head trauma, and crush injuries. Naypyidaw, Myanmar's modern capital city, fared slightly better in terms of structural damage, but the quake still wreaked havoc on the city's infrastructure. Power outages plunged the city into darkness, hindering communication and hampering rescue efforts. Roads leading into and out of the city were severed by landslides and gaping cracks, making it difficult for aid to reach those in need. As the dust settled, the true extent of the devastation began to emerge, revealing a nation grappling with unimaginable loss and facing a long and arduous road to recovery. While the epicenter of the earthquake lay hundreds of miles away, the bustling metropolis of Bangkok was not spared from its wrath. The city's towering skyscrapers swayed precariously as the tremors rolled through, sending terrified office workers scrambling for cover under desks and in doorways. Traffic ground to a halt as people abandoned their cars in the streets, fearing that bridges and overpasses might collapse. Though Bangkok was spared the widespread destruction witnessed in Myanmar, the earthquake still inflicted its share of damage. Older buildings, particularly those in the city's historic districts, suffered cracks and structural damage, rendering them unsafe for habitation. The city's intricate network of elevated trains and subways came to a standstill, disrupting the daily commute for millions and causing widespread panic. Hospitals, though better equipped than their counterparts in Myanmar, were inundated with patients suffering from anxiety attacks and minor injuries sustained during the quake. Section 4. Voices from the Rubble, Tales of Survival and Loss. Amidst the destruction and despair, stories of human resilience and the enduring bonds of family and community began to emerge. In Mandalay, a young woman named Ma Thida recounted how she and her family huddled under a table as their home crumbled around them. Pulled from the rubble by neighbors hours later, she spoke of the terrifying roar of the earthquake and the overwhelming sense of relief when she realized her loved ones were alive. In Bangkok, a Thai businessman named Somchai described the surreal experience of watching his office building sway like a tree in the wind. He spoke of the panic that gripped the city and the collective sigh of relief when the tremors finally subsided. These stories, shared through tears and trembling voices, serve as a testament to the human spirit's remarkable ability to endure, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Section 5. A race against time rescue efforts and mounting challenges. As the immediate shock of the disaster began to subside, a massive rescue and relief effort swung into action. In Myanmar, soldiers joined forces with volunteers using shovels, pickaxes, and their bare hands to dig through the rubble in a desperate search for survivors. Sniffer dogs were brought in to locate those trapped beneath the debris, their keen noses offering a glimmer of hope in the midst of devastation. However, rescue efforts were hampered by a multitude of challenges. Damaged roads and blocked transportation routes made it difficult to get aid and heavy equipment to the affected areas. The lack of clean water, food, and medical supplies exacerbated the already dire situation. The sheer scale of the disaster, coupled with Myanmar's limited resources, made it clear that international assistance would be crucial for the nation's recovery. Section 6. A world responds, international aid pours into the region. In the hours and days following the earthquake, condolences and offers of aid poured in from around the world. International organizations, including the United Nations, the Red Cross, and Doctors Without Borders, mobilized their resources and dispatched teams to the affected regions. Neighboring countries, including India, China, and Thailand, sent search and rescue teams, medical supplies, and humanitarian aid to assist in the relief efforts. The international community's swift response provided a much-needed lifeline to the millions affected by the disaster. Field hospitals were set up to treat the injured, while temporary shelters provided refuge for those who had lost their homes. Food, water, and essential supplies were distributed to those in need, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the devastation. The outpouring of support from around the world served as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, humanity's capacity for compassion and solidarity can shine through. Section 7, Scars on the Land, Resilience in the People, Rebuilding for a Stronger Future. The road to recovery for Myanmar and Thailand will be long and arduous. The earthquake has left indelible scars on the land and in the hearts of its people. The physical rebuilding process will require years of sustained effort and massive investment. Homes, schools, hospitals, and critical infrastructure will need to be rebuilt from the ground up. However, amidst the rubble and the loss, the spirit of resilience shines brightly. Communities have come together to support one another, sharing what little food and shelter they have. Volunteers work tirelessly to clear debris, rebuild homes, and offer comfort to those who have lost everything. The earthquake, while a tragedy of immense proportions, has also revealed the strength and resilience of the human spirit. The journey ahead will be challenging, but with the support of the international community and the unwavering determination of its people, Myanmar and Thailand will rebuild, stronger and more united than ever before.